All right, everyone, welcome to another episode of The Full Count. My name is Jose,
This is
co-host
Grant
Brent,
Fiano.
and let's get started with some Cubs talk. Woo!
I'm very impressed with the Chicago Cubs. I thought it was outstanding that they won. I'll still even admit it, I am a Cardinals fan. I know some people probably be a little ticked off hearing from that, but Price was only by one run. Really, you had a 5-1 lead and you lose it, almost lose it. But I'll give credit where credit's due. They were the best team this season, the best record. They ultimately did win the World Series, and even though it took them 108 years to finally win another one. It's just really weird of how they went now out of all these years.
I mean, that's what I can say about you. I mean, you're a Cards. I mean, like you'll admit you're a Cards fan, but you still have respect for the Cubs winning the whole thing. That's what I can respect about you. Unlike some of these other Cards fans, like
I do have respect for that. I think it's a little weird of how it just came to be, but they did it. They can now say that they're world champions. Even though the thing that I just tend not to like is how I know Cubs fans complain that a lot of Cubs fans are arrogant towards Cubs fans because of us winning the World Series. But if you really look at it, this World Series, the Cubs came close to losing it, very closely. The 3-8 in the world of the history of the World Series, so that's a 253 winning percentage. That doesn't usually bode well, but like I said, they did have the better team this year, and that's what got them to be on top. But you could also say it was a Red Sox reunion.
yeah, Theo Epstein, David Ross,
Francona, John Lester, and John Lackey. All of them former Red Sox. Two of the old Red Sox back from the 2004 World Series when they beat, unfortunately, my St. Louis Cardinals. Those were the old Red Sox. And then the newer Red Sox that won in 2013, the players of obviously David Ross, who's the catcher for the Chicago Cubs, two starting pitchers who are John Lester and John Lackey for the Chicago Cubs, and then Mike Mapley, who was the first baseman for the Cleveland Indians.
I didn't even know it was that old.
I would say that, yeah, those were all – it was a Red Sox reunion. And thanks to Theo Epstein, that's the guy you got to applaud for. Because if it wasn't for him, this never would have happened. Which sort of makes me beg to differ of how these two teams came to be anyway. It started to make me think of the United States election anyway, somewhat. Really weird, but whatever.
Maybe we can go to Theo Epstein for the Bears. I mean, not the Theo Epstein, maybe someone like Theo Epstein for the Bears.
Thing is, Theo Epstein's favorite sport is baseball. He's never really been a guy that's been interested in football.
Oh, I mean a guy like Theo Epstein, not Theo Epstein himself.
And yeah, I think if there's a guy like Theo Epstein that could be like the general manager for the Chicago Bears, I think they'd be doing a better job. And one thing they definitely need to do is get rid of Jay Cutler. But go back to the Cubs. 100 years since they've won a World Series, and the last time they won, or the last time they were in the World Series was 1945. And guess who they lost to?
Detroit.
The Detroit Tigers, who's the team right above them with one more World Series win than them.
But at the same time, while not taking anything away from Cleveland, they played in a really weak division.
Well, this is back in 1945, so...
No, I'm talking about now.
Detroit, yeah, the AL Central was a fairly weak division this year. I would have to say out of all the divisions, I would say probably the AL Central probably was the weakest out of all 6 divisions. Because the best team was the Cleveland Indians. And the Cleveland Indians overall, for the most part, did fairly well. No one even expected them to get the World Series. Do I think they'll make it to the World Series next year? I think so. I think they'll make it to the World Series next year. I think they've got a really good shot to make it next year.
We'll see. I mean, apparently this bridge repair that happened yesterday got over 5 million people.
That doesn't surprise me. It's Chicago. There has not been a World Series win for the Chicago Cubs since 1908. over 108 years, and 71 years since the last time they've been in the World Series until this year.
I mean, how can you fit 5 million people into one city? That's just.
Well, Chicago is the third largest city in the United States.
I mean, most countries. No, I wouldn't say most countries. Oh, okay. I would say most countries don't have 5 million people total, but you have to fit 5 million people into one city.
But like I said, Chicago Cubs deserve it. They finally have won one. But if I were any Cubs fans, I wouldn't be going bragging to the Cardinals fans right now yet anyway. Because even though they made the best of the season, best record, if you really look at it overall for best of all time Major League Baseball history, long way to go.
Now, if they win it, if they win it next year, does it diminish? Does it start being more, getting more diminished? Like, okay, you won last year, you broke the curse. You win this year, you're overpowered. It's like, oh boy.
I think it actually helps the point if they win next year. If they don't win that they got, that they're the best this season, but it's a very moot point because they're only 3-8. Heck, I even looked on stats anyway when it comes to for winning percentages in the World Series. The Cubs are one of the lowest teams for winning percentage anyway. Heck, the St. Louis Cardinals have over a 500 winning percentage for the World Series anyway.
How many titles have they won?
They've won 11. They're 11-9, so they have a 559 winning percentage in the World Series.
Pretty good.
So 11 out of 20. 11 out of 20 appearances, they've won a World Series.
Pretty good. I mean, not like the Yankees who won 27, but 11 to nothing. Nothing to sneeze at. As far as I believe there's rumors that Fowler may be going free agency. I mean,
there will be some players going to free agency. Wouldn't surprise me. I know one player that will be retiring after this World Series win. That's David Ross. He won't be back as a Cub anymore. This is his last season. From what I've also been hearing, that there's some Jason Hayward might even be leaving after this year. He's a former Cardinal anyway, but he got his World Series win. But I've also heard that he probably might be gone because he's not really a big component or a big ingredient to help the Cubs get to where they're at. About the guys that really were the big ingredients that got them there. Obviously, it was Lackey and Lester for the pitching, but mainly more the hitting from there. And the guys that really got them there for the most part was Rizzo and Bryant.
Even Schwarber, if you want to throw that in there.
So yes, if I would rank all the top players of the Cubs right now, top three is I'd say number one obviously is Rizzo, two is Bryant, and three is Schwarber. Without those three guys, Cubs never would have gotten to where they're at this season.
No, I mean going. I'm trying to think what inning they took Hendricks. Going into whatever inning they took Hendricks out, do you think if you were Joe Madden, would you have kept him in?
What?
Okay, we have station break, folks. All right, dude.
Yeah, I was getting my clothes, but hopefully you can cut that out anyway.
I don't know. For a live stream, it's kind of hard to do.
I'm not worried about it. I had to get my clothes. Sorry, everyone.
All right. No.
When it comes to Hendricks,
if you were Joe Madden, you'd pick him out.
If I was him, I think he made the right move by taking him out, because if you look at it, they were leading 5-1 in the seventh game, and it wasn't really boding out well. So I think, yeah, I would going to say this is Joe Madden taking him out of the game. Absolutely.
Because some people I hear say, they should have kept him in, so not too early. I'm like, for one, y'all don't know baseball. Two, y'all just rabid fans following the other sheep.
I think Joe Madden did perfectly fine taking him out early in the game. Because ultimately they still won anyway. They got, even though they had a 4-run lead in the game. I even remember at the top of the fifth that they were up 5-1. But they just started losing it later on. They're losing the momentum, and then at the very end, they come back and win it. You're going, oh dear Lord. But
do you think,
like I said,
do you think that rain delay helped them?
I think yes, it did help them. For one, it was in Cleveland, so it sort of blew out the steam in Cleveland anyway. And here's the thing that's even more weird about this World Series. Chicago is the hometown of Hillary Clinton, and Cleveland is the home of the Republican National Convention this past year, or this year anyway.
Yeah.
It's just really weird, but I mean, it's whatever. I know it's sports, but it's really weird.
I mean, it's weird that Cleveland blew the 3-1 lead while months previously Cleveland comes back from a 3-1 deficit.
But it's just really weird how those two things are interacting, and also starts making me think of how the U.S. election could go out. But we're not. That's not what we're going to be talking about. We're talking about sports, but it's just really weird. The Cubs did a great job. The Cubs did an awesome job. And I know and I'll even admit, there's some people at work, I won't say names, but there's some people at work that are giving crap anyway about the Cubs. And I'm going, bruh, freaking oh. They won. It took them 108 years. You know, yeah, it did take them 108 years. It's a very big meaning of significance because of the historical value. A long time to probably win another one. But look at some of the other teams that have at least won one World Series. Organizations from them. The Florida Marlins, they've won 2. A very young organization than the Chicago Cubs. Here's one of the youngest ones. The Arizona Diamondbacks is the youngest, or one of the youngest organizations.
Took them, what, 3 years?
With the Tampa Bay Rays. Arizona Diamondbacks won in 2001 when they won 3 straight. From 1998 to 2000, the Yankees won. The Yankees were going to be going for their 4th, but they lost to the Diamondbacks. And guess who the top 2 pitchers for the Diamondbacks were?
What, Kurt? No, I don't know if Schilling was with the team. What?
Kurt Schilling was Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling were the top 2 pitchers for the Diamondbacks that season.
That's right. He was with the D-backs right after.
And of course, they had Luis Gonzalez. Oh, dear Lord. The Dodgers got rid of him. They shipped him over to the Arizona Diamondbacks. All the old players. They had Reggie Sanders, Tony Womack, Kelly Stinnett, Matt Williams. I mean, you're going, oh, dear Lord. They had all these freaking old guys, but yet they win.
Hey, baseball's not about the 9 best players. It's about the 9 players who can work together.
Yeah, they won the World Series. Even the Tampa Bay Rays could say that they've been to at least 1 World Series. Heck, even the Colorado Rockies could say that they've been to a World Series. They didn't win the Boston Red Sox, but they made it anyway.
I mean, going back to the start of the season, did you see this happening?
Actually, I sort of did see it happening. Just the way they're playing against the Cardinals early in the season. But I would say next year is going to be a way different year. I think the Cardinals going to have a really good shot at making the playoffs again. I'm a big Cardinals fan, so I keep up with Cardinals baseball. Early prospects coming up, lots of them. And, I mean, it's possible Cardinals can lose it again. It's possible. But I've seen our minor league players play and seen the ones that they've brought up. that's what the Cardinals are doing. They're bringing up the younger guys now and see how they pan out, and a lot of them are panning out. So I think next year is going to be the year that's either going to make or break the Cubs, especially Phil Epstein.
Yeah, but
As for a contract extension, I could see that happening for him to be back for another 2 or 3 years.
yeah, but as far as the Cards go, can their minor league success actually turn into actually transition into the majors? Because the minors and the majors are two way different leagues.
That may be true, but knowing the Cardinals, they've done very well with bringing up their young talent. Very, very well. Look at Albert Pujols for one. Look at Yadier Molina. Look at Steven Piscotty. Look at there's a lot of other Cardinals players that were out of our organization that we drafted that are still in Major League Baseball with other teams.
I mean, Colton Wong's not too bad either.
And that's the reason why I think the Cardinals have a good shot of being back in the playoffs. That's why I don't count the Cardinals yet. Even though they lost this year, they were still in second place. They maybe were a little bit worse for wear because they actually had some older players on the team this year than younger players. But I think this coming year around, it's going to be a different story, a big different story. I think it'll be closer, but next year will either make or break what the Cubs do. And I'm just saying statistically, since 2001, there's not been one team yet that's been able to repeat 2 consecutive years. Not one.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me think that I don't think the Cubs will be back in it next year. Is it possible? Is it possible they could? Maybe. They might. They could possibly win the division next year. And they could possibly get the best record of the National League, but time will tell on that. But I will still say, like I said before, I'll give credit where credit's due. They are the World Series champions. They were the best this season. They did everything right that they needed to for them to win. And they got the win.
Now, this may just be my opinion, but I think the team with the best record should host the World Series.
And that's the way you see
the best record that's left in the playoffs, you know.
Well, I can sort of see that idea. I know when they had what before they had what league won the All-Star game to have home field advantage. It was whoever had the best record of Major League Baseball, the teams that made the playoffs. Whoever had the best record always got home field advantage.
I mean, that's how it should be. I mean, but no, Bud Steele.
Yeah, but the reason they did that was because what happened in Milwaukee was what a surprise. He was the former GM for the Milwaukee Brewers, everyone. Yeah, and also in Milwaukee, it was a tied game. So he said, let's change the rules up. So now whoever wins the All-Star game gets home field advantage. Which I think that's a complete bunch of bull crap.
You and me both. I mean, touching on the All-Star game, I mean, do you think they should let them continue? I mean, granted, they had really, no pitchers left in the bullpen to go to. They're using position players to pitch.
They've been doing better in other All-Star games now, but that one in Milwaukee, oh dear Lord. That's the reason why it was tied up, because they want to try to use everyone up when you should never make the All-Star game anything of great significance except for it's just an All-Star game, but the best stars of every team are playing in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So what if the NL wins or the AL wins? But they want to try to make it more competitive. They try to make it a little bit more fun. So that's why now whoever wins the All-Star game gets home field advantage for the World Series.
I mean, why do you think the Pro Bowl is now meaningless?
Well, it's because it's a typical Pro Bowl game, and that's why it's not even based on whoever wins the Super Bowl, and that's the coach. You have Hall of Famers now coaching the teams, so they get to have basically fantasy drafts and draft the players they want on their team.
Oh, yeah, right. That's right. They do. They draft their own teams.
And they just want to make it more fun now for kids in our generation instead of just doing the NFC versus AFC. It's also like the NHL. where they've done switching it on and off, where they had the East versus West All Stars, they had the Campbell Conference versus the Wales Conference. They even did USA versus Canada one time. It's nuts what you're doing.
That should be like North America against the world. That should be
Yeah,
like
that's what it was. North America
NHL.
versus the world. But NHL is North America versus the world, but still, anyway. They're going, really? But that's why it should be a Pro Bowl or an All-Star game. That's what it is. It's just you got the best stars there. So what if the AL wins year after year after year after year? So what? It's just a for fun game. They have the best stars there.
It's not like the winner of the home run derby gets like $1 million. I'm like, it's just
they do get bonuses. I will admit that if they get chosen to the All-Star game or if they get to like the chosen for the home run derby, they do get bonuses. I will admit that they do get that.
But do you think MLB should add like more events or something like that? Like I don't know, like the fastest pitch or.
I wouldn't say for that. I'd say that'd be pretty boring for a baseball game. I think what they've got for the All-Star week, I think is probably good enough that with what they're going to be able to do. Because no one wants to see anyone double plays, but the big thing people love seeing is someone hit a home run.
I don't know. I just don't want to see the same like 8 dudes in the home run derby every year. It's like the slam dunk contest. You get like one or two like the same dudes.
That's what it is about for the most part. Yeah, it can be a little boring watching that from that perspective, but I mean, what else can you really do? I mean, pitching contest. Who wants to see a pitching contest? Someone throwing over 100 miles per hour straight. With me, I wouldn't mind watching it, but most people, they would not want to see that. No, I'd be very surprised that anyone would want to watch a pitching contest. Hey, everybody, we're going to have a pitching contest now for All-Star Week. So they have a celebrity All-Star game. So like they'll have celebrities versus Major League Baseball All-Stars, or former All-Stars or Hall of Famers of that.
Yeah, like celebrities versus like the Hall of Famers. That'd be pretty fun. And get Bobby Eater to actually commentate.
And then they have like, obviously for AAA baseball, they have the USA versus International ball game there at that professional stadium anyway. They have other minor league All-Star games, but that's in whatever city is chosen or whatever town is chosen or that specific league. But I know when they have AAA baseball for their All-Star game, they have the USA versus International ball game. That's in the Major League Baseball stadium chosen for the All-Star game. That's always the first game, and then they usually do that. The next day is usually a softball celebrity baseball game. The day after that is the home run derby, and then at the very end of it is the All-Star game, NL versus AL. And that's how All-Star Week is.
No. I know it was in San Diego this past season.
Yep. And from what I heard, it was not. It wasn't really. It was the same old. People were bored of it. They were going, so what?
I mean, speaking on baseball real quick, I mean, what did you think of Joe Buck's commentary? Do you think he seemed a little biased during the World Series?
Guess who his dad worked for? Do you know his dad, Jack Buck, worked for?
No.
They worked for KMOX in St. Louis, if that tells you anything.
Actually, I don't know if it tells me anything. It tells me not biased? I don't know.
No, he is biased. The reason he's biased is everybody loved his dad, and everyone thought of Joe as a brat when Joe actually did act like a brat and still acts like a brat. That's why he's so biased of helping out the Cubs. He can't stand the Cardinals fans. He really liked his dad better. And his dad actually made his name for himself by actually broadcasting very good pieces for a ball game, like broadcasting when his son His son automatically got into it because of Jack Buck. His own actual work for him getting into it was because of his name Buck. Jack Buck's son, Joe,
Mm-hmm.
was able to get into it because of his dad. Unlike
Mm-hmm.
Bob Costas, on the other hand, where he actually worked his butt apart. And look where Bob Costas is at.
Urban
That's why,
Sculpin.
or he's okay. I wouldn't say he's the greatest, but he's okay.
Mm.
I'd say the best broadcaster by far is Jack Buck and Bob Costas. Or no, who's the Dodgers play-by-play guy? Vince Scully. There we go.
That's what I said.
I he's he's done fairly well. Baseball broadcasters anyway. Heck, here's a player that I like as a good commentator, and that's Pedro Martinez. I think he's a very good commentator. But the one team I cannot stand that broadcasts baseball games is ESPN. Oh, dear Lord.
Right.
When it's an ESPN broadcast, oh man, I cannot watch that for a long time.
Yeah. ESPN commentary kind of hit the broadest side of the broadest barn.
That's why they're ESPN. They favor the eastern border. They don't favor Cleveland or Chicago. They never will favor Cleveland or Chicago. Never. Because ESPN, you know where you know where that is? It's home at Bristol, Connecticut. Everybody.
That's right there in Bristol. For some reason I thought Bristol, Tennessee, but now that makes no sense.
No, Bristol, Connecticut is
I
their
don't
home.
remember Bristol, Connecticut, to be honest with you. The only place
That's why.
the only reason I know Connecticut is because of Greenwich, Connecticut.
That's the reason why the old Big East. That's the reason why they're the big station for the old Big East games, like Syracuse versus Georgetown, probably the biggest rivalry game for the Big East in the old Big East. When it was the original Big East.
And yeah, it's ESPN, like the biggest sports network out there. Yeah, but it's like they've been like the only name in town for how many? Like, for years.
They weren't as big until they finally started getting Big East basketball. But once they started getting Big East basketball, you get college football, and they were able to start showing a lot more other things now. Now they're able to talk about all different types of stuff. But the one thing they'll never be able to show is like the Olympics or the Super Bowl or the World Series. They won't be able to show the big events for the most part. They might be able to show the All-Star game for like the Major League Baseball, but that probably won't even happen either.
No, I think Fox is the All-Star game.
That's what I'm saying. ESPN might get in on it, but I don't think that'll happen. And it's even like with the NCAA basketball tournament. That's TBS, TNT, sorry.
Even True TV,
NCAA basketball.
does some
True
of that,
TV,
which
yeah,
surprised
it's
me.
True TV, CBS, TNT, and TBS.
I mean, that's the only time I watch basketball is for March Madness. Filling out them brackets, getting them upsets, hopefully.
But yeah, ESPN, they won't be able to show like anything huge like the Olympics, the World Series, or heck, even like the Olympics with all the NBC station affiliates, USA, NBC, CNBC, MSNBC, NBC Universal, NBC Latino. They even had 2 alternative channels. They even had an NBC Golf channel now. I mean, the Olympics were on almost every NBC station at some point.
I actually want to take up golf next year. It's actually would be pretty fun.
But getting back to the Cubs anyway,
But,
the Cubs did very, very well this year, and
103 and 58. Now I think you told me that like one of their games got like rained out or something, and they couldn't make it up, so they just axed it.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, yes, one of their games did get rained out, and they just said reschedule it because they basically, and I think it was getting close to the end of the season, and they already had enough wins to be the top team anyway. So they said we're not going to reschedule it. Let's just let it as be.
I'm looking at the record, and it's like that only equals 161 games. Well, the game 162. I'm like, Oh wait, that probably makes sense that it got rained out. Huh?
But the Cubs did very, very well. But I will say, don't count the Cardinals next year. I think the Cardinals. I won't say the Cardinals were the favorites to win the division. They are able to do things right. It's possible they could.
I mean, we're giving credit to like the hitting. You gotta give credit to the bullpen too. Sometimes
True.
that bullpen night held it down even when they were down.
That's what I love about the Cardinals. The Cardinals, even though they made probably more mistakes they did this year than past years. Our young guys are coming up.
No, like the game that they clinched the NLCS. Yes, I didn't think they'd take Kershaw 5-0. I thought maybe have 1-1, like a 1-2 run affair or something.
I thought it may have been a little bit closer, but no. Dodgers. Actually, overall, I thought the Dodgers probably wouldn't lose that. But the Cubs were playing the NL.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even a close comparison. I thought the only tie would be ever be close was the World Series, and it was the team and how many games would go. But I did have right that the Cubs would be in, but you had exactly right of how many games would go.
Now, since you work with Cards fans, have any of them come across you and say, "Oh, it was rigged for the Cubs to win. It was destined. The umpires rigged it for them." Man.
Just from the way it went with that game, there's no way that was rigged. No way. In extra innings, and they barely won by one, where the Indians actually were able to score a run.
Like 10 innings, 8 runs, 108. Like that equals 100. I'm like, stop with this numerology stuff. That just proves you're an idiot. I'm sorry, but if you numerology, you're an idiot.
I like that stuff just for the fun of it, but do I actually really believe it? Nah. Yeah, it makes me wonder, but it's something for fun to do.
Like if you believe in numerology, you just made the list. Speaking of the list,
speaking of the list, I guess that's the cutoff now to go to the WWE.
Oh boy, is Chris Jericho the most over thing right now, or is it just me?
That list thing needs to go away. I mean, they've got nothing for Jericho. That's the reason why they've got the list, just to have Jericho on TV right now.
Yeah,
I'm going, oh. Yeah, but it's typical Chris Jericho when he's heel. He's always got to go back down to the superior, such a superior intellect compared to anyone else. So, You're on the list. They're going, Chris, come up with something better for once. Hey, give me Triple H as a better heel than you want. Triple H could sell being a heel. Chris Jericho, you're going, how annoying can you get? Really?
We can get James Ellsworth annoying. There you go.
Oh, I don't know what's more annoying, the list or James Ellsworth. Being AJ Styles. Really? Hey, let's have him beat AJ Styles. How does that do good for ratings or money? Are you kidding me?
Who's in charge of talent relations down there? Because I know it's not Laurinaitis, thank God.
I don't know who's the head of talent relations right now, but they got to think their storyline straight. That's not working out for SmackDown. No.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the whole underdog story and all, but you could do it so much better. I mean, there's so many other guys.
Ziggler beating AJ Styles. I could see that happening more. But James Ellsworth looks like he's a very weak human being in real life.
And he couldn't even beat him clean either. Like you have to have Dean Ambrose run interference to have him beat him.
But speaking of WWE, let's first talk about the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Oh, what do you want to talk first? That women's match or?
I'd say let's talk about the women's match first anyway. I know some people are upset that Sasha Banks didn't win. I get that. People are upset about that. But the reason why she didn't win is because Bayley is getting a huge, huge push by Vince. Do you know most merchandise sales out of all women that includes Raw and SmackDown together?
Really?
Bailey. That
Wow.
is that's the reason
I'm not
why
surprised by that, though.
that's the reason why they had Sasha Banks lose the championship so quickly back to Charlotte, because now Charlotte will be facing Bailey, and they're saying Bailey headliner and probably be the women's champion for quite a long while. I think longer than what Charlotte Flair's done.
I mean, personally, I don't think either Sasha nor Bailey needs to how to make that match great. I think on their own they can do that.
I agree, but Vince is cashing in on the merchandise sales that she's making. They're saying that she could be the female version of John Cena.
So she's gonna put her hand in her face like, "You can't feed me. You can't feed me."
It is fine. I guess in
Phrases I'm
certain ways
100.
she might be doing that, but I'm just saying she's the female version of John Cena because there's a lot of people buying out her merchandise like none other. And if
Mm,
you've got big merchandise sales as a wrestler, those are the
mm,
ones that will get punched in the WWE. That he'll stick
yeah.
it down your throats, people winning championship after championship after championship after championship. This is over already.
Like I can understand that. I mean, people say, "Well, why does John Cena get title shot, the title shot, the title shot?" I'm like, he pushes merchandise. That's really it. If you want to get technical.
And then Rusev versus Roman Reigns.
Why do you have
Oh,
Reigns go over?
Lord.
Borman Reigns retaining the belt.
Because he's a muscle guy. It's like
Well, so's
Vince
Rusev.
McMahon's been.
He's a muscle guy too.
Rusev does not look as strong as Roman Reigns. Not even close. In real life, he played in the National Football League for at least 2 years, to remember right, before he came to the WWE. And that's what makes him just look a lot stronger compared to
Wait, do you happen to know what team he played for?
Minnesota Vikings.
Under what name? Because I know it wasn't Roman Reigns. It was what, probably his real name.
It was his real name. Liam T. Joseph N.Y.
Okay. Well, at least him and Brock Lesnar have that in
Well,
common.
It says, I don't exactly agree with Wikipedia on everything. It says he's a former Canadian football player, but if I remember right, he also played in the NFL for a time.
Canadian football is way better than arena football. But no, I don't know. I personally think Rusev should have maybe gone over, but he probably should have lost because at least he's now. I think he's main event ready.
Are you seeing Roman Reigns or
Rusev. I mean, he kind of has the
Yeah.
female Paul Heyman in his corner, if you think about it.
Well, I think I know the reason why they've got Paul Heyman in his corner right now. They're trying to up his character a little bit. They're trying to help his character out a little bit more. And who knows? I know Lana's doing a movie, and it's also possible Lana may be pregnant now, having a kid of his. So, and he has had a manager by his side. And really, if you look at it, because Paul Heyman, he's a guy that has been able to help out lots of wrestlers with their moves and that, and create their characters, and make the characters become a little more on the.
Now,
I think Paul Heyman has helped out put their character over a lot more.
yeah, but there are some who are parents by Paul Heyman that kind of just name.
Look at Brock
Nope.
Lesnar. Brock Lesnar wasn't over until he was with
Until he came back.
Paul Heyman.
No, he was with Paul Heyman like all of his career, actually.
Yeah, almost. I
Came,
thought there's a few times he showed up without Paul Heyman.
well, yeah, that's when he was like trying to be a face, and really Brock Lesnar as that face. Oh boy, no.
No, I'm glad when they told him to go back to OVW for a bit and they brought him back. I'm glad they made him a heel with Paul Heyman. That's exactly the way they should have gone down. Go with most wrestlers for a long while is make them heel first, and then have them go against the ones that are now technically baby faces.
Like
And the
Lesnar
thing is,
guys like Roman, because most people hate Roman Reigns.
Because he's a babyface right now. They don't want him a babyface. They want him as a heel, like he was with the Shield. Everyone loved the Shield. Because the Shield were, even though the Shield was more babyfaces at that time, they were more attitudinal because all the crap Triple H was doing. And then that was building out a great storyline. They were doing great with that. But then they finally decided that, Batista leaving, they had to take someone out of the Shield to be now part of the Authority because Batista, Batista in real life, actually, everyone's good friends there, but he was going to be in a movie, so they had to make him leave somehow. He flipped Seth Rollins from being a good guy to a heel. And everyone's going, really? This guy's a heel now? So, of course, they have to make him cowardly. That was the only way they're going to be able to make him be a heel, is have him be cowardly.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't say this is off topic. Personally, I think Batista did a pretty good job. I mean, I didn't see Guardians of the Galaxy, but I did see Spectre. I think he did a pretty good job. No, you're right. I mean, if you gotta make, yes, you had your cowardly heels, but they're usually good. Seth Rollins wasn't.
That's why I couldn't stand about Seth Rollins, because they always had to make him go the cowardly way out for him
You always had to have
to win a match.
Angle to hold the title until he gets injured. I'm like, oh wait, Seth Rollins, I'll tell him. No, he just got injured. He had to hold the title.
And that's what sort of disappointed me too, because for what I remember, with Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the for the WWE Universal Championship for that match, Finn Balor was supposed to be the guy who was supposed to have the championship for a long while.
And then he gets injured because. Now, do you
takes the stupid Seth Rollins?
Yeah, but do you think those reports that Bret Hart made, or those accusations Bret Hart made, were actually true, that he's not safe in the ring?
Seth Rollins?
Yeah.
I think he's got a good point there. I'm pretty sure that's why Kevin Owens actually literally put Seth Rollins on his spine on the actual ring mat. On the edge of the ring mat. I think Kevin Owens did that on purpose to let him know, don't fuck with it.
Yeah, but isn't that most of that ring like made of wood? Most likely, like there's wood under the apron and stuff.
Yeah, but that still hurts pretty bad. If you get it at the right angle, it hurts pretty bad still.
No, that one. Refocusing back on that women's match. That women's match, I think, was good. I don't know if they overhyped it, but some people thought, "Oh, this women's match sucks. It sucks. It sucks." I don't know wrestling.
I think for the names themselves that they've been bringing, the people they brought up, I think was good. But it wasn't anything close to like Undertaker versus Mankind. It wasn't even close to that. Sorry.
They didn't want. Actually, I think they warned him not to go up to the cell or something like that, or go to the top of the cell.
But the thing is, there's no blood either.
Oh, it's PGW. What do you expect? You expect ketchup?
But that's why everyone knew it was going to be a sleeper match anyway. They're just going to do somewhat decent moves. I'm sorry. Even though women have finally gotten their chance for showing about Hell in a Cell, I'm sorry. Those women, at least when it comes to Hell in a Cell, women are not as close to being good as what men have shown. Especially if you've got the likes of Undertaker or Mankind. Or Triple H and Mankind.
I mean, you didn't have to go all full blood out. You could have used like blood patch or whatever, something like that made it look somewhat believable.
Or Undertaker Shawn Michaels.
Oh boy, that cell match was awesome.
Or heck, even Undertaker
fall off, like having like he was dangling off the edge of the cell, and then.
Or even Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, or even Undertaker and Triple H.
Which Undertaker and Brock Lesnar? Talk about the first cell or the second cell match? The first cell
mainly the first Hell in a Cell match with Brock Lesnar, not the second one.
Because if I remember correctly, Undertaker was actually having a broken hand or something like that, and he actually used the cast as a weapon.
Yeah, and then he got a bloody forehead, which that was pre-planned anyway.
And then he what? And then Brock actually did this sick reversal where he, I don't know if he reversed the tombstone into the F5 or something.
Yeah, he did. He reversed it into the F5. I remember that match because I have a DVD set of The Undertaker.
And I actually have the Hell in the Cell DVD too.
I have the DVD Tombstone, The History of The Undertaker. I have all 3 DVDs of him starting from his early days to him coming back as the original Phenom.
See, that's something I haven't done is buy a bunch of the DVDs because, quite frankly, when I stopped buying those DVDs, I'm like, I said that they needed to earn my trust back. That's why I canceled Network, because they need to earn my respect back. And
I would say they're doing better. They're doing better. They're getting there. They just need one person as sort of like an Undertaker-like character. I think that character's Finn Balor, but unfortunately he's injured right now. So
yeah, but Finn Balor only does the whole demon thing at pay-per-views. How can you have him do that every? If you do that at every show, it's going to wear itself out.
True. So that's the reason why everyone loved The Undertaker. He was just something else. He's such a big man, and he was able to wow crowds for.
And for a big guy back in like the mid 2000s, like 2007, when he started doing the whole over the top rope dive, he was actually pretty agile for a big dude.
Oh yeah, he was. Technically, he could still do that. It's just he just chooses not to anymore because he's over 50 years old now, and I'm sure his
body's
bothering him a little.
Yeah, his body's beat up.
He's been through so much misery and pain. Wow.
I mean, if you think about it, he hasn't really been a full-time active wrestler since like 2008.
Actually, he finally became a halftime wrestler after he faced Brock Lesnar.
What, the first time?
No, second time.
No. I thought he was doing part-time.
He was still considered a full-time wrestler before the WrestleMania match against Brock Lesnar. He would still make somewhat semi-regular appearances even during, like when he was facing against CM Punk or even Triple H, or even Shawn Michaels. He showed up quite more often, but after Brock Lesnar, he didn't show up as often anymore. Because now, since obviously after Brock Lesnar, he's only shown up to WrestleMania. That's it. Just WrestleMania.
Well, he's only shown up at WrestleMania since what, like 25?
No, I'd say after WrestleMania 27 is when it started that he just started trying to mainly just WrestleMania. When he got hit really bad with that chair over and over again by Triple H.
Oh yeah.
Because then he was out for quite a while, for a few months, because they obviously they weren't having anything else for him. So he was out for a while, and they bring him back for the second match, which is the Hell in a Cell match, and then after he beats Triple H once again, you don't hear from him for a long while until when they have the old school Raw and having the tournament of who would be the guy that would win the match, and obviously it turned out to be CM Punk, and CM Punk would face Undertaker at WrestleMania, and then after that WrestleMania, obviously Undertaker was gone for it once again, didn't show up often. And then that was the year also that was the year also that I think Raw 1000 happened. It was like after WrestleMania, a few weeks after Raw 1000 came out, if I remember right.
No, Raw 1000 was in 2012.
Yeah, that would have been CM Punk.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. WrestleMania happened before Raw 1000.
What, 29 or 28? Because 28 happened before Raw 1000.
Pretty sure Raw 1000 happened at WrestleMania. Yeah, WrestleMania 29. I'm pretty sure it was WrestleMania 29 before WrestleMania 29. Then I'm pretty sure Raw 1000 happened after.
Yeah, then 2012. That was the whole year-long title reign.
Really, yeah, that sounds right.
He should have never lost them. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Raw 1000 was July 23rd, 2012,
Hmm.
in St. Louis, Missouri. And that was the same year of WrestleMania 29.
Mm-hmm.
And that was against CM Punk, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm. Which was a decent match. I mean,
It wasn't too bad.
but I think after 28, he should just with them like all like on the stage like that together. They should just like that's it. We're all done.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, Raw 1000 was 2012. So July 2012, that was just right after WrestleMania 28 when he
Mm-hmm.
faced off against Triple H in the Hell in a Cell match.
Mm-hmm. Probably one of the better WrestleMania.
So then after WrestleMania 28, after being Triple H, he was gone for a little bit, but then he showed up for one-time live appearance for Raw 1000, and then obviously he was gone for a while again. Then
So,
obviously the whole Paul Bearer thing, because of Paul Bearer in real life.
Paul Heyman actually imitated Paul Bearer.
Yeah, Paul Bearer, Pringle, what's his name in real life?
Percy Pringle.
Percy Pringle dies in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So then obviously they have Undertaker and CM Punk at WrestleMania 29.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously after that, he's gone for a while, and then he returns back as the Lord of Darkness, as the Phenom / the Last Outlaw / Lord of Darkness version of himself, coming back to face against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30. Which I knew from the reason why it made me think Undertaker would lose is if you look at WrestleMania 30, look at the color scheme of WrestleMania 30.
The purple and yellow.
The purple and yellow is going. Undertaker's going to lose. Because there's going to be something really big. Because if you look at the colors of the logo itself, it's going, oh, I know where this is going easily.
I think I also heard reports that, I don't know, maybe you told me this, but I heard Brock didn't want to do it.
Yes, I actually was the one that heard tons of reports. Brock was totally upset with it. And I'll even say it, and he's even said it before. When he grew up, he loved watching WWE. And do you know who one of his favorite wrestlers are?
The Undertaker.
Undertaker. He did not want to break that streak to last. Everyone else wanted that. But yet, of course, by storyline, they're going to try to blame Brock Lesnar for it, when in real life, he didn't want that to end. The only one that wanted that to end was Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And ultimately, he had full say of that character, since technically, Undertaker character technically belongs to Vince McMahon, not Mark Calloway.
Have some sort of creative control.
He has some creative control, but not when it comes to the WrestleMania thing. The WrestleMania thing was all Vince's idea. And because the WrestleMania being obviously baby for one, and the streak was Vince's idea also for The Undertaker, he actually got to have the final say of if he got to lose that match or win that match.
I mean,
and he wanted to lose that match to Brock Lesnar.
I mean, because really, outside of Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, what you had, Daniel Bryan win the belt.
And I mean, that was good for him, but look at the end result. Did it really help? Did it really help out?
You win the belt, but
Daniel Bryan later on. No, it didn't. After he won that, he went back to winning the Intercontinental title, and then he got himself hurt, and then he was done for the history of WWE, and he can't even wrestle again. Which I thought that was the biggest shame of all time. You're going, are you kidding me?
The bigger shame. Actually, that's actually a bigger shame. Because Edge probably could have gone at least another 5 years.
Maybe.
At best.
But it was a shame that Daniel Bryan can't wrestle anymore.
Now he's just relegated.
And then after Brock Lesnar, obviously he was gone for a while again, and then he comes back once again and faces Bray Wyatt, and everyone's going, "Oh, he's going to lose." We're going, "No, he won't lose the Bray Wyatt."
Not going to lose twice in a row, and really, That match had so much potential to be good, and
Oh,
like
I knew that from a mile away that Bray Wyatt was going to lose that, especially when
I knew it.
Undertaker rose up. I was going, oh, I knew exactly. Because I don't think that was even planned with Undertaker rising up and then Bray Wyatt did his move about being upside down. I don't think Bray Wyatt even knew that he was going to rise up, and you could just see
That was freaky.
when Bray Wyatt, I forgot it was Rotunda. I can't remember his first name, but Rotunda. When he saw that, oh, you could tell that he had no idea that
He was like,
Undertaker was gonna. He had no idea that Undertaker was gonna no sell him. He's going, nope, not on this match. You won't. And he's going, oh shit.
you don't out Undertaker.
Nope. The only person that can out Undertaker is if Vince McMahon gives the final word for him to actually lose that match. And obviously, Brock Lesnar was the one that was the one in 21 and 1.
No, what, 23 and 1?
And though Undertaker overall is 23 and 1, and he'll probably will face John Cena at WrestleMania this coming year. Might be his last match ever.
That's a shame. I never understand. That should have happened at WrestleMania 31 instead of that bullcrap Triple H thing match.
Problem is Triple H has got too much political power in that.
True. He is the boss.
And though I'm sure Undertaker was more than obliged anyway to face him. Because if it really wasn't for Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels, WWE wouldn't be where it's at right now without those 5 guys.
I mean, John Cena want to talk about being the measuring stick. You're not even the ruler. You're not even like a centimeter on the ruler. The measuring stick is the dead man.
Oh yeah, by far it's the dead man. Actually, if you talk about the 5 guys that are the measuring stick, it's The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Undertaker. Because those 5 guys have been in almost, if not the most, pay-per-views of all. That's how big those 5 wrestlers are in the WWE. And after that, it's not even a close comparison. You know, John Cena, all these titles. And I hate when everyone says, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. Well, if you would have The Rock or The Undertaker or Triple H or Shawn Michaels or Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena never would win any of those matches. Never.
I mean, I'm going to remember something. I mean, Jim Cornette said it best. The way you get yourself over is by being yourself with the volume turned way up.
That's right. That's the only way.
But in today's WWE, it's like, oh no, we gotta have gimmicks for these guys. You gotta have gimmicks for these guys. Like,
and that's exactly what makes Vince so dumb and stupid.
Like, make Bo Dallas into a freaking motivational jobber. It's like, believe.
If you just believe, we're going.
I believe my foot in your rear.
This is almost back to like the 1999 Hick cartoonish characters they had back in the 90s, except for they're not actual job things anymore. It's just they're still acting cartoonish, except for they're still being somewhat themselves. When they're going, no, we want characters like the Undertaker back in the Attitude Era, where they are in your face and that. We want that type of attitude back in the WWE. Well, that's why I'm glad they got Shane McMahon back, because they're bringing some of the attitude back. And that's what, and talking about Hell in a Cell, that's why I'm glad about talking about Survivor Series, how they're going to have actual teams for now, Team SmackDown versus Team Raw, men and women and the tag teams. And then also you've got Goldberg versus Randy Orton, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, number 2 at Survivor Series. I'd say that's mainly for the video game itself, but still.
Really, I think that should have been a WrestleMania thing, but I can understand why they're doing it for the game.
And then I also hear now that Dolph Ziggler will have an open challenge for the Intercontinental title and be against the Raw Superstar.
Oh, boy.
which I know who's going to win that match. Ziggler, because of his contract. Because that championship will stay on SmackDown. They won't change that yet.
Yeah.
The only way that would change is if Roman Reigns.
They brought the U.S. title to SmackDown.
Yeah, if Roman Reigns loses the title from a SmackDown guy, and that goes to SmackDown, then they'll change the Intercontinental title and bring that over to the Raw.
I'm surprised they haven't tried redesigning those belts to make them look like the crappy stuff they got for the world titles and tag team titles. I'm like, every title the same. Like, really, who was on that board meeting when they came up with the period blood title?
Well, the reason they're doing that now is from what I've been hearing, they're going to be bringing a lot more superstars in soon. Not the end of the year, but next year there will be more superstars, a lot more superstars coming in. I've heard there's quite a few superstars from Britain that are going to be coming in soon.
Mm.
And I've also heard that there's still a very good possibility of returning Kurt Angle coming back. And that's the reason why they've had all these different championship titles now, where you've got the WWE Universal title, which is for Raw, and the WWE World Heavyweight title, which is for SmackDown, U.S. title for Raw, Intercontinental title for SmackDown, WWE Raw World Tag Team Championships, and the WWE SmackDown Championships, WWE Women's title, and the WWE Raw Women's title, and the WWE SmackDown Women's title.
You got the tag belts for each show. I mean, I think the cruiserweights are getting their own show too, aren't they?
The cruiserweights, for now, there's only a cruiserweight division for Raw. But supposedly the rumor is still that if SmackDown keeps the way it's going, they may get their own division.
Now, if I were in charge of the brand split, here's what I'd do. Okay, you could bring back the old school WWE title, rename the WWE title, bring back the big gold belt, keep the mid-card titles where they're at, have one set of tag team champions, have them appear on both shows, keep the women on Raw, move the cruiserweights on SmackDown. Done.
That's not going to happen now. There's too many people. There's too many young people now that are interested in WWE, and Vince is wanting to bring in a lot more people still, because he wants to make it a very big, solidified divisions now.
Oh yeah.
Wrestling is going down quick now, and that's why a lot of people in New Japan Wrestling want to be in WWE. There's quite a few people still in TNA that are wanting to come back now. I've heard that Maria and her husband Mike Bennett had been thinking about coming back. It's either Matt. No, not Matt. It's Jeff Hardy that's a definite that's coming back to the WWE. I've also heard that Kurt Angle may be coming back.
Apparently Billy Corgan's TNA, so I don't know if he got fired or... But no, TNA's going down faster.
Oh, I knew
Titanic.
I knew that would happen. I knew that. I knew that was going to happen a long time ago.
What, TNA going down or Billy Corgan getting fired?
TNA going down.
Yeah.
And they did okay for a little bit there, but everyone knew TNA would be the next WCW. That's exactly the way it was going now.
Yeah, but
that's exactly what happened.
Between TNA and WCW is that WCW didn't lose their TV deal. TNA did. It's like the isn't as big as the USA Network, but at least it was somewhat.
Well, the thing is, WCW didn't lose their TV deals because they obviously had someone that actually owned a big television station.
Yeah. Now, I mean, just think if TNA landed on like a big network like TNT or something like that, they wouldn't beat the WWE, but they'd beat competition.
Yeah, but the thing is, wrestling today's world, besides WWE, no one else watches any of those other smaller organizations anymore.
Like a really indie hardcore fan that's been following from the beginning.
Nobody's interested in any of those smaller organizations now. They're just interested in the WWE.
Yeah.
Because it's now comprised of ECW, WCW, and WWF, which is now combined as WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes that organization way better than any of the other ones. And it's true.
Even if
there's so much history from.
Yeah, there's so much history. I mean, even if the organizations have better talent, WWE has a monopoly on them. like has a stranglehold all over it.
That's why WWE's got more value now compared to TNA or any of these other smaller organizations like New Japan Professional Wrestling or some of the indies in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also heard that Rey Mysterio may be coming back. Maybe.
He killed somebody. Why wasn't let him come back? No kidding. Oh.
Actually, he didn't actually kill him, but he was in a match with someone who basically, for the most part, killed themselves anyway, but it still bothered him very badly anyway.
I mean, who knows? Pretty soon we'll probably have Del Rio come back, and it's like, what do you mean
Del Taco.
Oh, yeah, Del Taco.
Del Taco.
I'm like,
look here, it's Alberto Del Taco.
I'm like, hey, you've got to be, your page is young enough, but oh boy. I hope she stays away and never comes back. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry,
but I think Survivor Series is going to be a great pay-per-view. I think it's going to be a big moneymaker this time around, instead of past years.
I mean, speaking of Survivor, let me get this out of the way. I mean, what's your favorite Survivor Series moment?
Oh, come on. I think you know which one's my favorite of all time.
What, the Undertaker's debut?
Wait.
I thought you were going to say him winning the title the next year, actually.
No. I say the greatest Survivor Series moment of all time is Undertaker entering in. That's the greatest moment of all time. And though technically Undertaker was in WWF even before that for a little bit. I think he had maybe around 5 matches before he even faced off against the teams anyway.
What, like televised matches?
Yeah.
Not
But I'd say the greatest moment for him was him entering into the Survivor Series for the very first time. That's what started really making the Survivor Series, because that's what really started the character of The Undertaker. And since the start of 1990, it went all the way till now it's 2016. And supposedly he's been making a appearance on this year.
Now I think you told me he was gonna make an appearance on SmackDown.
SmackDown. He's gonna be making an appearance on SmackDown, but I would say if he's making an appearance on SmackDown, I could see him coming back to Survivor Series also. Yeah, that was my bad. He's showing back up for SmackDown for the 900th episode.
26. He's been in the. Let's see. He's been in for 26. Triple H has been in for 21. Man. 26 years. Can you imagine doing the same thing for 26 years?
He loves the business. That's the only thing you could say is he loves the business.
I mean, could you? I mean, like after he retires, could you see him maybe become a road agent or something like that?
Absolutely. That guy, Mark Calloway, he definitely would be a road agent. Do you know how close of friends Triple H and him really are?
Yeah, they're pretty close.
They're actually very close friends now than what they were when they first started. They're really good friends now. And I know, and actually, here's another thing that really will surprise and shock the shit out of you. Actually, Undertaker is pretty good friends with almost everybody in that organization. And that includes Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Sean Waltman. Even though the Clique screwed with a lot of people, that was one guy they never screwed with, was Undertaker. And he's actually good friends with Jacobs. With most people. Why do you think he was able to face almost anybody that he can name?
Yeah.
Because everybody loves Mark Calloway.
He's mostly respected by like everybody and probably the whole wrestling business. Now, what organization?
And that's why even CM Punk has never had anything bad to say about him. He's complained a lot about Cole and that, but he'll never say anything bad about Undertaker. Because if it was for Undertaker, Punk never would have gotten to the height he was at.
I mean, even that Hell in a Cell match against Punk was pretty all right.
I would agree with that. And it was the same thing for like Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan never was tag team with Kane, and then tag team with Undertaker against the Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Made that match really great. Those three, Kane, Undertaker with Daniel Bryan versus the Shield. The Shield was brought up by the Undertaker also, and actually, literally brought up by the Undertaker. And that's Dean Ambrose. He was one of the people that held the torch as being one of the druids for the Undertaker.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yes, he was
I probably could have pieced that together because I know they used extras. I know like Sheamus and Wade Barrett were like security guards.
Yeah, Dean Ambrose was one of the druids for the Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
So, from what I've seen from Vince so far now, this isn't really Vince. This is mainly more Triple H, Stephanie, and Shane.
Vince
Better.
Yeah, I'll say.
They're doing a lot better than Vince is doing by far.
Mm-hmm. No, I can agree with that. I mean, no, in my this is gonna sound a little cliche, but my Survivor Series moment has to be Montreal. I mean that changed the business as we saw it. I mean, it got Bret Hart going to like ultimately announcing he's going to WCW, and he's gonna plan on taking the title with him, which obviously he doesn't because Vince rang the bell early, of course, but no, it's just it's cliche basically.
But I've always been a big fan of The Undertaker, and I can't wait to see what happens with Survivor Series because I've also been reading that anybody else Undertaker's coming back episode of SmackDown. I've also heard that it's very possible that Undertaker may be coming back to Survivor Series also. Possibly. And then after that, he'll probably be gone for not Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. I've heard that he may be coming back for the Royal Rumble. That's what it is.
Come back and oh boy, I mean,
And he'll come back for the Royal Rumble and maybe make an appearance there and then be gone for a while. And then that'll probably where he'll start for his match at WrestleMania. And they're saying it's either Kevin Owens or John Cena, but they're saying that'll probably be his last match ever in the history of his career.
No disrespect to Kevin Owens, but
I don't think it should be Kevin Owens anyway, but that's just me.
oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't think Kevin Owens is like at that tier of where he's ready to take on a guy like the Undertaker. He hasn't proven he can win big match after big match after big match with Cena has.
Yep.
Now, assuming the whole Undertaker thing does happen at WrestleMania, does Cena get like heavily booed, or does he have the usual split crowd reaction?
Depends on how they portray him on Raw. Actually, not Raw. Depends on how they portray them on SmackDown. I would say more than likely they're going to probably have Cena go heel. And if he would lose, they're probably going to go heel for a long while. But
That'll be the one thing it would take to turn champion if I'm losing Undertaker.
That would be funny if it took the thing that would take him to become heel is him actually listening to Undertaker. That would be funny, actually.
Like first I lost the Rock, then I lost the Undertaker. Now I hate everyone. Oh boy, man. Oh man, I mean, are there any other thoughts you got?
Got a few more thoughts. This is the rest of the schedule for 2016 for the WWE. Tables, ladders, and chairs and SmackDown branded event for pay-per-views. Event will be AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE World Championship. And then Roadblock in the line will be, the main match will be Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Universal Championship.
Whoever came up with Roadblock didn't need to be put on the list. That's a horrible name for a pay-per-view. Horrible.
Roadblock, end of the line. That's what it's called.
Okay, you could kind of go there, but I mean, like at first when Fastlane debuted, I kind of didn't understand it either, and then it's like, okay, go on the Fastlane to WrestleMania. Now I kind of get that. You know,
I don't have anything else.
I don't either. I mean, so this has been episode 4 of The Full Count, and we are signing out.
I'm Greg Cardano.
I'm Jose, and we are signing out.